Okay, back here in the garage this afternoon doing some bike maintenance. It's been a while since we've been out here, so I thought I'd give you my take today on the lifespan and my experience of my GP5000 tubeless tyres. Now there's a lot of reviews out there on the GP5000 TLs because when they were released they were sent out far and wide. The reviews cover the specifications, the rolling resistance, they're a fast set of tyres, the weight, where to buy them. I've been looking for long-term reviews though, and there's not a lot of those out there. So today, the life and death of two GP5000 TL tyres. So if you've been playing the long game here on the GPLama channel, you'll know my experience with tubeless tyres, specifically the installation, has been a little up and down, so to speak. Installation of these tyres, brand new, were fine. 8 minutes front, 8 minutes back, not a problem whatsoever. Brand new tubeless on-road rims, no problems at all. It's later on down the track when you try and repair them or swap them or, yeah, that becomes a bit of trouble for me. But none of those problems with the GP5000 TLs. They went on, no problems. Once installed, out on the road, nothing much to report really. They're a set of tyres. The cornering, the grip, the ride feel, all pretty good. To be honest, I couldn't feel those few watts of savings front and back with these superior tyres because, to be honest, it's more about how much coffee I consume before the ride, which gives me faster legs than having the faster bike. Look, what I'm trying to say here is that installing these tyres is not going to convert a donkey into a racehorse. I'm talking about the tyres here, not the rider. Now you may have noticed the front tyre is not actually a GP5000 TL. There's a reason for that. After only a few weeks of riding and only about 400 kilometres, here's what happened there. Now, when I inspected my tyre after a few rides, this is what I found. An epic sidewall slash that is through the casing and through the fabric there as well. So that's game over. So what do we do? Well, we could have just swapped the tyre off, but before swapping the tyre off, I thought I'd push it to the limits, pumping the tyre up to 140 PSI, leaving it in the sun, just to see how much we could push it. So this is what happens in slow-mo. So yeah, a bit unfortunate there. This tyre didn't even get the chance to wear the centre groove off out of the factory. So huge disappointment there, to be honest. I didn't feel that cut or the nick. I didn't ride over any crud on the side of the road. The roads I ride here are pretty good. Obviously it did take place, but today's review, the long-term review of these GP5000s, is going to be a long-term review of just the rear. So with the front GP5000 TL now out of the question, it's onto my review, or the long-term review, of the rear tyre. It's been fine, no punctures. Performance-wise, it's acted like a tyre. It's been fine, no problems at all. But after 4,500 kilometres or 2,800 miles, it's now starting to delaminate on the top surface, which I was surprised with last night when I first found this, just doing a general bike inspection. But then going back through the logs and seeing that I had ridden that far on it, it's probably what you'd expect out of a racing/performance tyre. To summarise my long-term review and experience with the GP5000 TL, specifically the rear, winding back a few months, installation, no problems at all. Performance-wise, all good. Puncture resistance, aside from the slash, it's been brilliant. No punctures on this rear tyre. Initially, I was a little concerned with how quickly that appeared to wear until I went back through my logs and found out I did that many kilometres. So wear, for me, the rides that I ride, the pressure that I run, and the type of riding that I do, that's probably not too bad. Your mileage literally will vary with these tyres. If you're a lighter rider, if you run different pressures, different types of roads, if you run a wheel-on trainer, your lifespan of these tyres is really unknown. So if you're after a 5-star rating from me on this, of where it sits on that scale, it rates it around meh. My experience is a bit mixed, especially with that front slashing early on. So look, probably around 4.5 out of 5. It is still a tubeless tyre. I didn't go through the whole experience of having to swap them back to front. I only had one left after a few weeks. I haven't had to patch it, which can be a little troublesome with tubeless, but all in all, not a bad tyre. I wouldn't be commuting on these. If you're lucky enough to have a training set of wheels and a racing set of wheels, keep these to the race set. Don't worry about training on them unless you've got some good cash to burn, I guess, on having some nice tyres on the training wheels. Now, it's not all bad news for Continental if they're watching this one. I am moving to GP5000 clinchers. So I've got some clinchers, some 25mm clinchers. I'm going to put some latex tubes on them, which the data shows are pretty handy when it comes to rolling resistance. So stay tuned in a few months, fingers crossed, for a long-term review of the clincher version of these tyres. We've got a long summer ahead, Tour Down Under's coming up, lots of Ks to do between now and then, including the Festive 500. Let's see if these last. All right, thanks for watching this one and have a good weekend. Oh, and remember, check your tyres too. It got a bit dangerous there.